Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to talk Bulldog tennis. And with us, head coach Mark Doren. And coach, first of all, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Obviously, I got to be pleased with the start your teams have had here this year. The women's team 7-1, the men's 7-0, and a big weekend here this past weekend.
Yeah, it's been a great start. Obviously, it was a goal of ours to start hot, but to have the start we've had and the consistency we've had has been awesome.
Obviously, this past weekend you opened GLIAC play, and nice to do it at home, but always a tough competition here in the GLIAC.
Yeah, typically the last few years we've finished with Wayne, and Wayne's been one of the top teams in the conference for years. So, to have them right away, we were kind of excited to have them at home on our turf and be able to really get after it and see where we stacked up really early in the conference was important.
Obviously, we'll start with the women's side and a big win over Wayne State, who came in ranked 23rd in the country, and obviously the defending conference champions.
Yeah, it's a great win. I think that we knew we had what it took to push them, but a year ago we lost to them 7-0. And to be able to come out this weekend and go into the match with some confidence and take the doubles early was super important. And so, I think that the ladies really showed up.
Obviously, won 2 of the 3 doubles flights, got the doubles point, and then came back in singles and kind of really continued the momentum.
Yeah, this is our every match this year we've taken the doubles point, so it makes us feel pretty confident that we can get off to that early lead. But then we went into singles. We really knew we were going to have our our work cut out for us, and we came out really strong and really stayed aggressive really early, and throughout the whole lineup we just felt like everyone was playing their role on the team and came out really solid.
Obviously, you got the win over Wayne State. We see highlights here of the match the following day on Saturday against Ashland, and really took control of this one from the start and got a 7-0 win.
Yeah, we were really hoping to not have a letdown match after a big win the day before. And Ashland's a tough team. Last year they took us to a close match 4-3, and I just think that everyone kind of knew that they had to come out and prove that the day before wasn't just a fluke, and so they really came out strong. And everyone, even from the top of our lineup, Morgan really came out and played a really aggressive player and held her ground. And all weekend we were playing without last year's #1 singles. Isabella Paschow wasn't in the lineup for us in singles, and everyone stepped up and stepped in.
Obviously, you mentioned some close matches against these opponents last year, and obviously it really speaks to the volume of improvement a lot of your kids have made.
Yeah, I think a lot of it was they had the talent. They just had to believe a little bit more in themselves, and I think the experience over the last year of going through some tough times and having to fight through that has made them just tougher on court.
How excited are they about the start you've been able to have here early on in the year, and obviously some of the results you've had?
They're pumped. You can just see it in practice. Every day they're showing up even more excited to practice, more excited to talk about what's going on and what the future looks like, and that's just the atmosphere you want.
Obviously, as we shift gears now to the men's side, they've had a strong start as well, and got 2 big wins over Wayne State and Ashland as well here on the weekend.
Yeah, it was. They just kind of rode the wave. The women started out each day, and the men were there to be able to experience and see their excitement of winning. And I think that they grabbed that and just took it into the weekend.
What's the support like between the 2 teams? Obviously, with no fans around, a lot of the times those are the only people that have a chance really to watch them play.
Yeah, it's been very crucial this year. For the men to be there for the women, women to be there for the men. It's a quiet arena if it's not, and to have them there, cheering and being loud, and that support has really made a big difference.
Obviously, on the men's side, starting off against Wayne State, another team that's obviously been the conference champion here the last couple of years, and got off to a good start as well, winning the doubles point in what ultimately was a close match.
Yeah, our one doubles has been one of the best doubles teams in the country, not just the conference, and they had a tough day. They ran into 2 players that really came out strong, and it was pretty aggressive. So it was just a great example of team atmosphere. Our 2 and 3 doubles really stepped up and were able to pull out victories, which gave us the 1 point.
Obviously, in singles play, very close. Maybe what were some key matches where you got the win that really helped you prevail?
Yeah, I think throughout the season we've really relied on the top of our lineup. Our 1, 2, and 3 singles have been really solid, and they didn't have their best days. But on those days is when we rely on everyone else, and our 4, 5, and 6 singles really played fantastic, and just came out and knew that they had to support their team, and it was great.
How important is it to have some of those guys at the bottom of the lineup, or guys fighting to get into the lineup that really challenge some of those guys in the top half of the lineup?
Yeah, it really sets the tone. We are a team sport, but everything's very individualized based, and to be able to get everyone to buy in that the 6 singles is still worth the same amount of points as 1 singles, And so on every day, they just really push each other to understand, the value they put into the team.
Obviously came back after a big win over Wayne State late on Friday night, turned right around on Saturday, and got a big win over Ashland as well.
Yeah, and like I said with the women, we just didn't want to have that letdown day. And we knew it was going to be tough. The day before, Ashland had kind of pushed Grand Valley and taken the top 2 spots, so we knew that Ashland, their top 1 and 2 singles are really good. And for us to have 2 guys, at 1 and 2 singles come back and win tough third sets and, close out a 7-0 victory was really exciting. I mean, it really made the team feel like the weekend was complete.
Obviously, now you turn your attention moving forward, and a big matchup coming up on Friday as both teams travel to Midland to take on Northwood, and then obviously the women will have a match at Saginaw Valley as well on Saturday.
Yeah, we're excited. I mean, Northwood for the last 25 years has been, one of the powerhouses in the Goliath Conference, and we can never overlook any team. So we're excited. I mean, they've been a rival, within tennis for a long time. So we're excited to head over and see what we have and get on the road and play a conference team. And I think that both teams are really excited, and then the women get to play again on Saturday. And I think it's just being able to continue what they've been working hard at.
What's the transition been like having both teams playing on the same site the same day, and how has that worked for you as a coach of both programs?
Yeah, my knees and my back haven't really liked the change, but my mind loves it. I love the atmosphere of having both teams traveling together, playing together. It just adds just such excitement to everything. I mean, even if one team has a bad day, the other team is there to pick them up, and it's just it makes them feel like they're a part of something bigger too, because the rest of the country's been doing this for a while. And for our women's team that just happens to be having a good year, that has a good chance of qualifying for an NCAA tournament, now that they're going to feel that they're peaking at the right time, right before the tournament starts.
Obviously, I know some big goals still out there. Here as you're early in the conference season, but some great progress that's been made here from the start of the season already.
Yeah, I think that our early on goals to play solid right away and stay aggressive right away has really come to fruition, and I think that that's going to really lead us to a great finish of the season.
Obviously, as you go on the road this week to take on Northwood, what will be some keys for your team to come back with a couple wins?
Yeah, I think obviously the doubles has been key to us, but I think being aggressive early. I think that you can't just be content with having a dominant first weekend. So I think that we have to go out there and show right away that we're the confident team that expects to win, and I think that's something that we've really been pushing this year, is the expectation to win. I think that in the last couple of years, we weren't really sure where we were at. A lot of different changes within the program over years, and I think that now we really feel comfortable where we're at, but we can't get too comfortable. We have to stay aggressive.
Well, Coach, congrats on the great weekend, and best of luck as you hit the road this weekend.
Yeah, thanks, Rob. Appreciate it.
That'll do it for Ferris Sports Update. A reminder, you can follow all the action, get all the results online at ferrisstatebulldogs.com. Have a great week.